Did you set certain resolutions in January and now you're one day away from June, halfway through the year, and you still ain't been able to accomplish it? I want you to be honest with me. Are there certain things that you want done? Getting your credit right, saving a certain amount of money, going on vacation, paying certain things off, having enough cash to get your business off the ground. Are these the things that you've tried to do or maybe set out to do this year and you just hadn't been able to do it? If the answer is yes, my follow-up question to you is this: why haven't you been able to accomplish it? Is it because you're not committed? Is it because you're a failure? Is it because life is just handing you lemons and you can't find sugar to turn it into lemonade? No, it's probably because you don't have the support. You don't have the reinforcement. Listen, LeBron James, he's not in the playoffs this year, by the way, but he is and has been for years one of the top 2 or 3 best players on the planet, if not the best player on the planet. Michael Jordan, he's having the GOAT conversation, right? Or at least everybody else is. Tom Brady, they're having the GOAT conversation about him. Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. You think about these players, and guess what? These are some of the greatest players, some of the greatest athletes who have won championships after championships. Well, guess what? All of them had one thing in common. And it's not that they all gifted. It's not that they all called by God and they all chosen and they're just the exception to the rule. No, they all had coaches. They all had people who didn't just give them the playbook, but people who were able to help make the playbook make sense so that they can take action to win championships. All I'm saying to you is this: what God has anointed and assigned me to do in this season, for many of you, like you in my community, is to really go before, ahead, in front of my people and show my people the way. Isn't that what prophets always do in the Bible? Like every time I read a story about a prophet in the Bible, a prophet is always going before people, pointing the way. That's what John the Baptist did for Jesus. The Bible says in the book of Hosea, by a prophet, Israel was delivered. It's just that when it comes to business, when it comes to economics, when it comes to finances, people start feeling some kind of way when a prophet says that God has anointed and assigned them to help them in that capacity. So it's okay for a prophet to help people spiritually. It's okay for a prophet to give a prophetic word about what God finna do and what's finna happen. But when a prophet makes a decision to be obedient to God, to an assignment, to actually become successful, to see success, and to show people the blueprint for success, then it becomes questionable. But you ain't got to question it because the proof is in the pudding. Now, with that being said, it's your responsibility to accept the assignment that's on your life, because you may be the financier of your family. You may be the CEO of your life. Maybe you're the CEO of a business, or maybe you just have dreams and desires that will require a certain amount of financial success in order for you to fulfill it. Well, guess what? I have a blueprint. I have game plans. I have strategies. I have success. I have solutions, and I want you to have those as well. But here's what you need to do. And I say this respectfully. Number one, you need to sit down today before you move into the second half of this year, and you need to figure out what is the dollar amount that you want to accomplish this year. And don't be so out of the world. Like, don't say, oh, I want $10 million. Maybe you do. Maybe you have that dream. I mean, I want to be a billionaire. But realistically, and I don't like saying realistically, but just from a practical financial perspective, what is the dollar amount that could at least set you up for the success that you want to achieve? Like, everything is not going to happen overnight, but it can happen over time. So even though I want to be a billionaire, even though my goal is to become a billionaire, but this year, for the next 6 months, what can I do to get a certain dollar amount? Well, I got to get the dollar amount in my head. Maybe it's 6 figures. Maybe it's 50,000. Maybe it's 10,000. Maybe it's just you want to pay off your credit cards. You want to have 10 grand in the bank. You want to get a new car. You want to move into a new apartment. You want to buy a house. You need a 10% down payment. Get the total dollar amount together. And once you get that dollar amount together that you would like to accomplish this year, I want you to reach out to me, because I want to plug you into my coaching mentorship program. You really do need a coach, especially if you know you're not able to gain any traction in what you're doing today. So even if you're on our Millionaire Blueprint, our virtual online program, a lot of people who join that virtual online program, they realize that, oh, wow, this is a great program. The information is great. I'm learning a lot, but I'm still not gaining traction. Well, one of the reasons why is because if Phil Jackson gave Michael Jordan a playbook, right, and just told him, just figure the playbook out, learn it. It's not like Michael Jackson would have 6 rings. Not because the plays in the playbook don't work, but because Michael Jordan still needed a coach. He still needed what he was learning in the playbook to make sense so that he could execute it every day to move towards the ring. And Phil Jackson provided that for him. I want to help you. In other words, maybe I can be like the Phil Jackson to help you get your championship. I'm not saying I'm Phil Jackson. I'm just saying that as an example to show you the picture in your head that you need that person on the sideline. And I want my team and I to help you get to your championship this year. You can get there, but I don't want you to just move into the month of June with your fingers crossed saying, Lord, I just need you to open a door. I just pray that God would do something for me. Well, God is going to do something for you, but a lot of times he's going to do it for you through you. And when he brings the right people, the right resources in your space, you've got to accept that assignment. No different than the assignment that I had to accept to put myself in a position of success to be able to help you. Because if you're following people who haven't been where you want to go, or who are talking about the same thing you're talking about, but can't do anything about what you're talking about, you'll never get there. We're going to change that narrative today. Get that dollar amount, and I want you to reach out to me because I want to plug you into our mentorship program. Then I want to sit down with you and I want to help put together a game plan to show you what do you need to do? What are the real action steps you need to take to hit that dollar amount? I can show you that. If it's $20,000 that you need to reach, if it's 60,000, if it's 100,000, if it's 300,000, if it's 22,000, if it's 8,000, I want to show you play by play what needs to be done to get you there. And if you're willing to be committed to the plan and the process, I'm going to be committed to help facilitate it, to help support you, and to help make sure that you stay in rhythm and be held accountable to get to the championship of your financial life. So here's what you need to do. Get that dollar amount, reach out to me, call me at 404-478-7213. That's 404-478-7213. And all I want you to do is just to reach out to me and say, listen, I heard the memo. I'm ready. I want to get plugged in. I need this game plan. I need you to help me understand the playbook. And I have my dollar amount. I have my number that I want to reach. And I want to be able to sit down so that we can put this thing together to get me to my championship. That's all you have to do. Now, again, you have to be willing to join our mentorship program. If you're already in our Millionaire Blueprint, our virtual program, we'll just move you up so that we can have that sit down with you. If you are already a part of our mentorship program and you know that you're still glitching, I still want you to reach out to me because we want to get you out of the glitch. We want to get you into the championship. So I love you. I'm praying for you. Do not, and I say this respectfully, do not go into the month of June. I mean, I almost took over 9 minutes having this conversation with you while I'm in the car preparing for my day, drinking my coffee, and I'm ready to go crush it. But I do not want you to go into the month of June without getting that dollar amount in your head that you want to hit as a target this year, and without putting a plan together. You need to know how to do it. Don't just say, oh, I got to get this, I got to get that. I want to do this, I want to do that. And you like, man, Lord, I don't know how to do it. And God's like, it's kind of like the story of the man that was out in the water and he was like about to drown, and he kept praying and asking God to like send him, to save him. And then here comes somebody on a boat. Hey man, grab the rope. No, God say he coming to save me. Somebody else come. God say he coming to save me. And the guy dies. This is the story. The guy dies because he drowns. And he asked God, like, why you never came and saved me? And God was like, I came like 3 or 4 different times through these people, but you didn't want to accept it because it was going to require more from you to see me working through people as opposed to me just showing up intervening. Not that God can't do it, but what if God wants to use other people to help facilitate your success? So let's make it happen. Reach out to me today. Once you get the number, 404-478-7213. I love you. I'm praying for you, and we're going to crush it in 2022 because we have family members, we have churches, we have communities, we have people all around this world that need us to step up and show them the goodness of God, the glory of God through our success and through our efforts to help them in their lives.